back tonight. Live edition. It is, what day is it? It is Tuesday the 21st. We are coming off Summerfest weekend at the Osborne Tap House. Amazing night. Everyone's sweated their nuts off. But it was a hot time. It was packed in there, 13 bands in 2 days. I mean, if you go on my Facebook page or Instagram, you see all the footage of it, courtesy of, in the top right corner, Trave Media 204. 3,500 pictures were taken that night, courtesy of Trav and Chris, and just unreal footage. And a quick shout out to my other sponsors here as well, who were also, well, one of them was there. CDL Architectural Cladding. Chase, great seeing you on the weekend. Chase is a year-long sponsor, keeping the show going, as well as Musicians and Friends. And I'll just say to the band we're going to get to, you should check out Musicians and Friends on Facebook. They're talking all things local music. If you want to know anything about local music in Winnipeg, you hit up Musicians and Friends. Sid doing some good work there. Here we are with a brand new band who has never been on the Pegcity Soundoff on the 150 episodes or whatever the heck it is now. Brand new band, but there's a big reason we got this band on. Well, two reasons. One, we love hearing about new bands. We love hearing about Canadian music. And two, you're going to be here on Saturday.
We will.
You're going to be rolling through here. Let's get right to it. We got Deaf Idols here.
Hey, everybody.
Angus and Andrew.
Hello.
Coming in from Regina. And you guys you're passing through here. Let's talk about the band though.
Sure.
Let's get to the band. Tell me about the band. 5-piece band, I believe.
It's a 5-piece band formed from the ashes of at least 3 or 4 other ones.
Yeah.
Been active since 2000. I guess 17 is when we really started getting going.
Kind of about that. Yeah.
Just got a couple albums that we've released, some EPs, singles. We did a live album.
Oh yeah.
As our debut, which was weird. I don't think a lot of people do that, but we did that. But yeah, we've just been active here in Regina for better part of the last decade, and thought, hey, it's time to get the hell out of here.
Awesome. So talk to me about the band. Where did the name come from?
Oh God.
I don't even recall. There was so many stupid ones that we were throwing around for that week and a half there.
Yeah, we kind of abruptly needed a band name quickly, because we applied to be in a battle of bands for our first real show, kind of partially out of spite from previous years, and we just kind of were like, you know what, we could go up there and like blow everybody away with, like, we could do this in like no time. We kind of put together everything in like 3 weeks, and we kind of really needed a name quick, and so we're just throwing around the dumbest names. Like, I think eventually we just ended up getting into like anagrams of one name that was proposed, and finally we were just like, part of it became the Deaf Idols in this anagram. We were like, we could probably just cut it off there instead of all the rest of the stuff that we had after it. Like, Deaf Idols actually sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, it was the one that didn't make us hate ourselves for thinking of it. So.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people ended up asking afterwards, like, is it because of like the 3 monkey idols, the see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil thing? And we were just like, sure, if that's what you want, yeah, that's where it came from. But ultimately, it just came from, we need a name quickly, which one doesn't make us feel like crap.
Yeah. I get it. Talking about the band here, just pulling up some, you got this release that came out, the album Blasphemy and Sacrilege. Is that true? January 17th, 2025.
Yeah, that was the remaster that we put out of our first 2 EPs. Both were Blasphemy. First one was Blasphemy. The second one was Sacrilege. And we just decided the big reason we wanted to get them remastered is because we decided we were finally going to get some physical copies of stuff. And we was just like, it's probably time to just, if we're going to do it, let's make it worth the while and not print, a bunch of discs for a 4-track EP. Let's just smash them together. And they were all done at the same time anyway. So it just sort of made sense to put them together and finally get them out there. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then you mentioned a live album you have. Way to kick it off with a live album. Yeah, that's great though. I'm kind of I was sifting through tracks the last couple of days, listening to things, and one thing that kind of went to right away was you have two covers on the live album of
Yeah.
Immigrant Song and Painted Black, I believe it's a Stone song. Yeah, Painted
Yeah,
Black.
yeah.
So if I were to ask you right now, kind of your influences growing up and kind of where you're at right now, is Zeppelin and Rolling Stones? Is that kind of where it might be?
It's two of them. Like we're kind of all over the map with what the band is listening to at any given time. But
Mhm.
I mean, like we've been tossing in Aerosmith covers in the last little while. We were tossing in. We had an Aussie cover going. We had if it's loud and does the trick, then
Yeah.
we're listening to it. But yeah, like old school rock and roll shit is where we're at.
Yeah, I saw a reference. I forget where I saw it. I saw it somewhere on your socials or something. It was referencing arena rock,
Right.
and you listen to these songs, and even when you listen to the live album, that's kind of the feel I got too. It's a big sound, it's
Mhm.
big guitars, right? It's fantastic. Oh, there's our first message coming through from the man himself, Eric Easfeld of
There he
Leadwood.
is.
Hello, gentlemen. Look forward to the weekend. I gotta admit to you guys, I sent the link out to Eric too. I was gonna have him pop in here,
Oh,
but
that's awesome.
I think he's tied up with something. But
That's fair.
but I thought, you know what, it'd be good to have him jump in here too. Um, yeah. So I've kind of become a big fan of the band here with just listening to the stuff. The one song that really stood out, and I think if we're talking Spotify listens, your probably most listened to one is Hush.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
Which is fantastic. But I mean, you listen to some of the songs, and it's a big sound. I think the venue that we're going to talk about right away. I
Mhm.
think this is exactly what the venue needs on a Saturday night. I think
Nice.
you guys are absolutely going to kill it with that.
So we should probably play that song then, is what you're saying. Yeah.
You might have, yeah.
Good thing it's in the set.
Yeah. Good thing
I'm
we're
just
practicing that one tonight.
I'm thinking about how I mentioned to you before we went live, had a festival there on the weekend, and
Right.
the last three bands were just loud, heavy bands.
Mm.
And it really seemed to fit that summer. It was hot outside, rained a little bit, but just that summer sound, just a big sound rock band.
Sure.
So yeah, really looking forward to it. So we'll talk about the show, which you can
For sure.
see part of the poster behind me, whichever way I want to go. This Saturday, 10 o'clock, $10 to get in the door. I mean, come earlier than that because that's when it starts.
Yeah.
But we got, of course, Deaf Idols who are with me today. We have Leadwin, and my locals know Leadwin. We love Leadwin, and of course, Valley Narrow. There's the hat right there.
Hell yeah.
Valley Narrow kicking it off. On a personal level, I'm very excited to play with you guys.
Likewise, dude. We're so
I-
stoked to be
yeah.
there.
I mentioned before, become a big fan of it. We haven't really played many shows this year, but
Right.
we're super pumped to play this weekend. Looking forward to it. We got a little bit of new stuff that might surface, but I want to hear what you tell me about your live show. What can we anticipate for Deaf Idols in Winnipeg?
I mean, we're going to be bringing our best. We're going to be bringing out the tried and true stuff. We've played out of town in places before where we've like played a bunch of stuff that like people came up to us afterwards and they're like, "Oh, where can I find that?" It's like, "Oh, we haven't recorded that yet." So this time we're going to make sure that when we come out there, we're going to be playing stuff that like if you like what you're hearing, you can download it like right now. So stuff that we've got, we're going to play some covers to make sure that people are, to show off that we're actually good. Some stuff like that. But you're going to get our best foot forward. You're going to get a classic Idol show, which is adrenaline packed and just, the energy of a lightning bolt on stage.
Lightning sauce.
Lightning sauce, even.
It's that live record is probably a pretty good warm up for what we're about to do. So if people are curious to go and listen to the live album that we did, it's going to be bunch of the same tunes and a lot of the same kind of energy that's on there. Just on a new stage.
For sure.
Awesome. Do you have merch?
We sure do. We'll be selling tons of it. We're actually got a couple things that are on a limited run, and we've got the tail end of them. So if you want to get in on the limited run of shirts we've got for Lightning Sauce, the album that we put out last year, there are limited supplies left, and they are yours. If you come in, you buy them, they're yours.
Awesome. Talk to me about playing shows outside of Saskatchewan. You're coming through Winnipeg. Where's after that?
We are hitting Saskatoon in August, and those are our big 2 out of town shows this year. We're going to be talking about this after these shows and kind of figuring out what the plan is like for next year. But I foresee us doing more of this in the coming years, maybe building it out. Ultimately, I think the goal would be to try to get us
we'll be back and we'll be expanding more and more as we go. But yeah, this is the first foray out of the province for this band. Which is cool. Finally got around to it.
It only took us 10 years.
Tell me about Saskatchewan. Even just Regina, you can talk about the music scene out there. We know what we're like here. We know what we're kind of, it's very divided in Winnipeg, but I say that in the nicest way possible, where if you know 15 bands, you may not know 10 other ones, but those 10 other ones might not know you. It's just, it's so big, right? There's a very strong punk community, metal community, rock community, singer-songwriter community. There's so much going on. You couldn't possibly see everyone. But talk to me about Saskatchewan. What's kind of going on over there?
It's a little bit of that as well, where the different genre-wise, it's a little bit separate. Very healthy metal community in Regina. That's been going strong for years and years, and like singer-songwriter stuff and country band stuff. The rock band scene really is pretty small. A lot of the folks that we used to know are no longer doing stuff, but there's some young bands coming in. So a little bit of a changing of the guard with some of the rock shows in town, I think.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think we're on the cusp of seeing a new generation of rock rise up here in Regina. But like the healthy communities maintain everything. Like our main promoter here at the Exchange in Regina is a massive metalhead, and so she makes sure that community is looked after and always has a place to play. And she's great with everyone else. Don't get me wrong, but it's like the metal community is so healthy here. It's kind of unreal. The rock community, we're doing what we can to keep it, rolling from our generation, but like we are aging out. Like we're the old ones. We're the Jaggers and the McCartneys, and which I'm not comparing us to them, but we're friggin' old is what I'm saying. So
awesome. I mean, we talk about we're not that far away from each other. We're far, but we're not that far. But you got some great bands that have been coming out the last couple of years out of Saskatchewan. Just we talked before I went live about Black Tea. Black Tea's been here a couple times in the last year. There's a band from, I believe they're from Saskatoon, called The Radiant.
Yes, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Really good band there. They've been here a couple times. Fantastic. Another, I believe, punk band from Saskatoon, maybe, Broken Idols. Been talking with them as well. I mean, it's good to see. It's good to see, even though we're a province away, and like I say, it's not that far, but it's good to see the bands kind of crossing over and coming to Winnipeg. We're going out that way. There's a lot going on. It's really cool. I like to see bands touring the prairies. And hopefully for you guys, you got that show in Saskatoon there too, but hopefully you can branch out. I'd love to see, love to hear about you guys doing a tour. We had a band here called the Soundoff. They just did a full Western tour and came back, played my festival here, and now they are in Kenora or something tonight. So 18 shows on that tour. So really cool.
Nice.
I'm proud to hear that. That makes me so happy to hear that, honestly. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I know there are bands that are like really making a go of it, and like more power to them, man. Like it's hard to be a traveling band in this day and age.
Yeah.
It's always been hard, but like in this day and age, the way the industry is, the way that the business is, it's just more power to him, man. I couldn't even imagine trying to make a go of it without having a plan in place or having like a team behind you. Like it's so hard to be doing this now. And you mentioned the Broken Idols. We're super stoked. We're actually playing in Saskatoon with them next month.
Oh, right on.
So like we're super hyped to be playing with them because we've known about them for a while. We've been wanting to work with them for a while, and so here we are. We're finally doing it. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to reach across the border like that and build a bigger community. And we come and do shows out there, and they come back and do a show with us, and so on and so on. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Cody from Broken Idols. I know he's a follower of the show, and he pops up every now and then. Also, while we're talking about it, Taylor, formerly of Dead Levy, had lots of great things to say about Deaf Idols. It says Dead Idols, but that's just a typo. He's tired.
Yeah. It's a thinly veiled threat.
Yeah.
No, I've been aware of Taylor. I think I've met Taylor more than a few times. Always been a good guy. Good guy to talk to, and yeah, I see what he's been doing lately on his own, and goddamn, he's doing a hell of a thing right now. I've been really enjoying hearing what he's been doing the last year or two, I guess. So yeah,
for sure, right? I mean,
shout out to Taylor, man.
He's got Saint Whiskey, which is kind of his country band.
Yeah,
and then he's done some solo shows, and then Penny Sleeve, which closed out my festival on Friday night. And what energy, man! That guy friggin' brings it.
Oh, he brings it. Yeah. No, that was. I mean, honestly, the thing, and that's the thing too. Like we've known Dead Levy for years as well, and like realistically, even when Dead Levy was still going, like you could see the energy in what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was undeniable. So like, yeah, Taylor with Penny Sleeve, like it's been really fun watching him expand and grow beyond Dead Levy. Like I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah. Awesome. You mentioned before we went live, I don't know how much you want to talk about this, but we should talk a little about this. You got some new material you're going to be working on.
Yeah. Do you want to take this one?
Sure. So we've been approached to write a soundtrack song for this script called Amygdala that is making the rounds. The script has been winning a bunch of awards and is trying to head into production and everything's getting moving. So that's really exciting to be into that and trying to contribute to that in some way. Like we read the script too, and it's absolutely terrific. So to be attached to that project and to be entrusted to like put something creative together, we were not like handed a whole lot of, it needs to sound like this and this and this and this and this. Yeah. It was just do your thing, do a Deaf Idols song.
Yeah.
Which is super, super cool.
Oh, it's super freeing. Like it would have been a lot harder if he'd been like, we want you to write a very specific kind of song with a lot of stuff that's not you guys.
Yeah, it needs to hit exactly this timestamp.
Yeah. He was just like, write a cool song, and if the song is really good, like then that's awesome. You guys can use it, but we're gonna put it in the movie one way or the other. Like just be you. And fortunately, we've had a chance to play it a couple or at least once.
Just once
live, and he was there. Marcel Legault, the guy that's putting this thing together. He came and he saw it, and he was just like, that's exactly what we needed, man. Like you couldn't have done a better job. So yeah. Oh
wow.
we got a beer delivery here. Cheers.
Thanks, there you go. That's not bad.
Cheers, sir. Cheers, fellas. Cheers, sir. Cheers, everybody.
Delivery by another band member who's just not on the show tonight.
He's the most important member because he brings us beer.
He takes care of it.
Yeah, exactly, right? Awesome. So how did, sorry, back to the band again. How did you all meet, though?
Through various other bands that we were in.
Yeah.
When we were making, shows in Regina every other weekend. One of us would always be teaming up with one of the other ones on the show, and so yeah, we played around with each other for like 6 years, just kind of orbiting each other, and then I jumped into your band, and then you jumped into my band, and then we made so it was a little bit of time spent building and like kind of watching each other from a distance for a bit, and saying, it'd be really cool to start a band with that guy up there. He's doing really good. And then eventually that all came true. So
no, and that's very much like it was literally just watching. Like a lot of bands, they end up like it takes about 10 years for a band to kind of click and find their rhythm. I think we were around each other so much in different bands that by the time we got to this one, we were kind of like easily 5 to 10 years ahead of where a band, like if you go and listen to our first songs, which a lot of them are on Blasphemy and Sacrilege, it feels like they're kind of fully realized as to what the band was supposed to be anyway. Whereas I think a lot of bands, there's a growing process, right? Like you sit down with the other 3 people or 4 people in the room, and you're kind of like, so what do you guys like? Like, is this good? Do you like this, or should it, like with us? It was just kind of like, oh, we got a shorthand. Like I know what Mike's interested in playing here, so if I tell him like, hey, play this thing that's kind of like Metallica, and I go over to Garrett and I tell him like, this part here should be kind of Queens of the Stone Age. Like if you're just getting your shorthand together and smashing all the parts together that you need, it's so much easier, especially when we all kind of know what we're working towards anyway. So it was far easier than it should have been, honestly.
We knew the sound would work before any of us stepped foot in the room.
Yeah.
That's super cool.
I think we played Hush at that first show, did we not?
Yeah, I think it was one of the first ones that we did. That or Revolution. Revolution we played a ton of.
Draco,
And Draco,
Yeah, most of Blasphemy ended up getting played like...
We wrote it right away.
I gotta be honest, we played Blasphemy almost in full for most of the shows we've done over the last 10 years, because it's just like there's 4 songs on there and we all knew they were really good from the get-go. So
how do you great question here then. You've been together so long. How do you keep it so fresh? Without kind of like being like, crap, not this again. How do you keep yourself fresh and interested in the sound?
We're definitely trying not to repeat ourselves with some of it, but so that's a little bit difficult sometimes. We've already tried that kind of thing with this other song. But we write very collaboratively. With this band, it's not a thing that somebody like goes off and says, hey, I wrote a full song and here's how it goes. We all get in the room together and we figure it out piece by piece. So if something in that moment is not clicking correctly the way that we know it should, then the next guy in the room will have a different idea for how that part can go. And then what if it just did this instead? What if we did this? And we'll just toss all the ideas into the middle, and best idea wins. And that's how we wrote all of the songs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like even the stuff that ends up being like, somebody will come in with like, I think of something like Neurotypical off of our Lightning Sauce album. I came in with a fair bit of that kind of ready to go. But even then, I remember sending you the track, like a really rough track of just me playing along with it. And then within hours, you had the chorus
written. I had the chorus written.
And then we came to rehearsal that morning. And Mike heard it and was immediately like, I got a bass part for it that's going to tie this whole thing together. Yep. Like everything about like this song is just kind of your average like whatever song, but then he comes in with this cool bass part and it's like, oh, this song is like $1 million song now. Like this thing was like $35 before it was crap, and like we kind of had like a really half basic idea of this song, and then all it takes is one other person to come in and be like, this is the key, this is the thing, and suddenly now you've got a song that like it's kind of one of the songs that we've been playing a lot more recently, just because it's like this feels like a song that like you could hear this on the radio. Not that that's always the goal, but like that's one you listen to and you're like, that's a radio song.
And I think we've all written enough songs at this point with enough various bands and enough projects and done enough shows that with this, none of us are very like precious with our ideas.
Yeah.
And like, we're not holding on to, no, this is the way that it has to go because this is the way I want to play it. That's not really a thing. We'll change it in a moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like Andrew said, best idea wins.
Yeah.
Like if the idea sucks, it's not going to last long in the room.
I love that. I like hearing how bands write and how bands interact with each other.
Yeah.
Super cool. And like, you know, there's a lot of people that a couple of bands I can think of that I'm just looking around my room right now, and I got a bunch of show posters up here and just kind of looking around, and I can tell you how a lot of these bands write their music, and they're all very different.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And to hear how you do it, yeah, I mean that's fantastic. I mean, like for us, our starts with our vocalist Eric. He's wrote 90% of everything,
Sure.
but he starts it off as kind of like, I always say, he starts off as a folk song, and then he brings it to the band, and then we say, okay, so this is a song, cool. How can we make this a rock song, a more modern rock song? We'll kind of craft a little bit. We'll turn up a little bit of gain, and then here we go. Now we got our song, right?
Yeah.
So it's always cool hearing how people write. I really admire the way you do it, right? And you know, kind of the best idea wins, right? So,
and
Absolutely.
that's different than the process for a lot of the groups we've been in before too. It's just the thing we figured out works super well for us.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Andrew was in my band for
3 years.
Well, I mean, honestly, you're still in the band. We just haven't called it quits. But he was in my band, and I was basically writing just about everything by the time he got in there. And then when I joined his band, he was basically writing just about everything by the time I got in there. And so we were just kind of like playing each other's songs for 5 years. And don't get me wrong, Andrew's a fantastic songwriter. You know, like he's great, and I like to think I'm not shit. So like it's fine. You can do that for a while, but then like with this band, like we've got, you know, like 4 or 5, well, I mean 5 really, 5 excellent songwriters in this band who know like this is what the song needs. This is what, like right now this isn't working. This feels like it's dragging. We're doing this too long, or maybe like what we really need here is like a ridiculous showcase of drums or whatever, you know. And we kind of, it works best with us like that. It's exactly what you said. This is what works best for us. If it didn't work, we wouldn't be doing it. We'd be back on our old way of Andrew writing everything, me writing everything, and this is
exactly how you're.
That's fine. You get one voice. This feels like it's a chorus. Like everybody's doing their own thing. So, yeah.
Message coming in from Terry Ferguson. I hope he makes it to the show. This is a guy you want to meet. Just pop in and say hi. Gonna try and stop by this weekend. Out fringing. It's Fringe Festival here. Out fringing tonight.
Oh, nice.
Tune in. Have a great show tonight. Summerfest rocked. Of course it rocked.
Nice.
Terry.
Damn right it rocked.
Terry's band Car 287 was in there. I want you guys to meet Terry. I hope he comes.
Oh my God! Yes, I sent Car 287 a message at some point to be like, hey, are you guys available for this? And yeah, I looked at their stuff and I was listening to their stuff. They're great.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah,
they were one of the later bands on Saturday night. Terry Ferguson also runs the Manitoba Rock and Revolution. He runs it. I believe it's actually broadcast out of Waterloo though, and he does some cool things. He's putting Manitoba bands on the map too. We're all working together to get this done. But great person there. Thank you, Terry, for tuning in for the minute while you're out fringing. Guys,
you guys got like an amazing community out there.
It is
like
nuts.
I'm so stoked to hear that because like honestly, like local music in general doesn't get started without a strong community, and it sounds like you guys are just like really crushing it out there.
Between Terry does this Manitoba Rock and Revolution. He does fantastic. He just did a festival in June. I think it was 9 bands. I'm going to say it's 9 bands. And it was so freaking good. It was so good. And then, the Summerfest last weekend, which is a Pegcity thing. But, like last weekend we had we had that going on at the Tap House. We had the comedy festival, Matt Rife and whoever, Jim
Oh yeah,
Gaffigan
yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. That was out at Assiniboine Park. And then 50 minutes south of Winnipeg, there was another festival that Ledwin played, and Econoline Crush was there, and Broken Love was there, and Calling All Captains was there. I mean, it's a great festival. He does it every 2 years, but all on one weekend. There was that, and then there were shows at other venues, and there was a
Unreal.
solo live performances at other venues, and there was so much going on. And it's like,
Mhm.
yeah, but that's what it is, you know.
Yeah.
Every weekend is something. There's August 8th, Cosmic Cat, which is whatever, half hour north of Winnipeg. There's a big festival going on there. There is so much rocking the
So
fields of
cool.
Minnedosa's coming up. We had Country Fest at Dauphin. Like, there is so much going on all the time. And right when you make plans to I'm going to go to this show, and then you realize the weekend after there's another show you got to go to. And
Right.
yeah, it's a strong community, but it's the people who help build it as well.
Totally.
There's Witch Police Radio. The guy's done over 1,000 episodes, kind of like this.
Nice.
But it's just, and he's been going for 11 years or something now. But
Wow.
it's such a strong community, and that's why I like hearing about other communities. I like to hear about what's going on over on that side, right? And
For
you know,
sure.
we'll talk to another band from Alberta sometime and ask them, hey, what's going on out in Alberta, right? And matter of fact, there's a band coming through from Alberta called Redhead Mac. They're coming through on August 15th, and we'll be talking to them about it too. So
That's awesome.
it's super cool.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you. Kind of,
Okay.
I'll wrap it up soon here. I know you gotta practice to get to
Yeah.
here. What's to you? There's no bad answer here. What is the ultimate goal as a band?
I mean, to me, the ultimate goal has always been, am I having fun doing this? Like, is this something that I find creatively fulfilling? Um, like, do I feel like my life kind of sucks when I'm not doing this? Then I need to keep doing this. This is what I want.
Mhm.
If we end up becoming like massively successful, which, you know, I think a lot of people want that, but at the same time, they're also like, you lose anonymity, there's a lot of things that you lose when you do that. If we became massively successful, it really wouldn't matter all that much to me if I wasn't enjoying it, if I wasn't having fun. So for me, my goal has always been like, I want to make sure that this is good and we're doing good stuff and that I like doing this. Um, we've done a lot of cool stuff in our time here, but like the cool shows, the big shows that we've gotten to do, and the bands that we've gotten to play with, the only reason that was great was because I was having fun during it. Like the end goal is always to make sure that this is still enjoyable to me. Because I think a lot of bands get jaded and cynical about you do this long enough and you just kind of get like, oh God, I gotta go and do this. Like we were talking about earlier. Like you don't want to end up there. Like
Mhm.
it's not beneficial for anyone. And your audience sees it. Like, I don't know, like I'm sure you've played a show where somebody you're playing with or something or a band is up there, they're not feeling it. And the room kind of they lose the room. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like the room sees that you're not into it. And if you're not into it, then what the hell are you doing there anyway? You're taking up space. So that's my ultimate end goal. What do you think?
Well, I think that this isn't any of our like full-time gig, right? Like we've always had this band going just as something fun that we got on the weekend,
Mhm.
and having that be like enough of it to feel if we can be like locally successful and just put on cool shows and like make recordings to a high caliber that we can be proud of, like that is the success, I think. So
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yeah.
whatever you can do as a band to keep yourself like interested and proud of the things that you're doing, then it'll keep on going.
Now, that being
Awesome.
said, if somebody wants to come and give us a lot of money and the opportunity to do a lot of really cool shit, we're open to it. But at the same
Beautiful.
time, like that's not really. At the end of the day, like we got kids, we got wives, we got jobs, we're normal guys that happen to have a really cool hobby.
That Regina public school income is nice.
I'm holding the beer mic. Don't.
That's so good. Angus and Andrew, this is it.
We did it.
We've
Woo.
done the Peg City Sound Off. So, folks watching this, watching it now, watching it later, uh, Deaf Idols coming to Winnipeg Saturday, July 25th. $10 at the door. Swing by at 9 o'clock. Come see some merch. Come chat with them. I'll be there. My band's playing there. Valiant Arrow's playing. Ledwin is playing. It's been a while since we saw Ledwin at the Tap House. Let's see Ledwin again. Swing by, check out Deaf Idols, Valiant Arrow, Ledwin, Osborne Tap House, July 25th. Once again, $10 to get in. Swing by, check it out. It's gonna be a great night. Doors are gonna be open. Hopefully the screens aren't overheated this time. And we'll get to it. Thank you guys for coming on, and thanks to Mike in the background there, doing his thing there. Awesome. Looking forward to a couple sleeps away.
It's coming up quick, man. I'm looking forward to it too.
Right on, guys. Okay, enjoy your night. Have a fun practice, and we'll